We got into talking about, is it ever okay to ask someone, or I'm sorry, to tell someone that they're gaining weight? Hey, I've noticed you've been gaining weight. And we've had people talk about, yeah, it's fine if they're adults. It's not fine if they're kids. It's fine if you're comfortable with the person. It's not fine if they're a stranger.
Don't ask if you don't want to know.
If you don't, yeah, exactly. There's a range of different type of answers. But basically, I think the summary would be most people, if you're going to do it, you got to be tactful about it and not hurtful, which can be tricky. So Jason Goodman was sharing off the air something he did when he was 16 that he's ashamed of now, but that involved weight, a girl.
You guys were dating.
Well, yeah,
dating.
I think you gotta also remember, Katie, that
yes,
seriously, years and years ago, now in the last several years, fat shaming and the offensiveness and the sensitivity has come and grown and is out there more than ever. So more people are aware of that.
We
stuff.
definitely. Fat shaming has become the buzzword for sure.
Huge.
Yes, I will admit to that.
Yeah, it's just like nowadays, certain words have become offensive when they weren't really at the time because they became offensive because they evolved that way.
Okay,
you understand?
Yeah. Yes. What did you do?
But I want to set that. It's important that I set that expectation.
You just Goodman.
Yeah.
Edit the fat.
Edit the fat.
Speaking of fat, edit the fat.
So this is radio.
Get out of
I am rude that you're saying edit the fat. Is that fat shaming?
Yeah, I'm fat shaming
Yes,
you.
I
I'm
am.
fat shaming your story.
Yeah, your segment's fat as hell. Let's go.
Really? Squid's like, get to it.
Put this segment on a diet.
But I want to because it's important. I have to say.
We know.
Matt, you got one of your Ozempic shots. You can put it through the story.
So years ago, where that culture wasn't like it is now.
Got
it.
And I was young. I was dating. I thought was an attractive girl. I really liked her personality. We got along. And after several months of dating her, I noticed she started getting bigger. Because she was hot when I started dating her, but she was rapidly becoming bigger. Didn't like that too much. So I started telling her, I'm saying, "Are you gaining weight?" Which now it's just, oh gosh.
Right.
But back then,
Jason.
yeah,
No,
I'm telling you, it is.
It was rude back then.
It not as rude as it is now.
No, it was.
And
Just what people would do would just be swallow their feelings
Yes.
and suppress it, and then it would affect them later in life and for the rest of their lives. Now people are like, don't talk like that.
Yeah, they would just unpack it years later in therapy.
When I'm going to the movies, I take up 7 rows because I'm fat.
Did Jason would play that when she walks in the room? Why? What? This is my favorite song.
It's catchy.
and you know what? You're right about that, Katie.
Yeah.
It is hurtful and it is scarring.
Yes.
Except that, and I don't disagree with you on that. But the fact of the matter is, you're not as aware of of what the consequences
You
were.
didn't know you were being rude.
No, I didn't know the consequences. Right?
Okay.
You're saying these consequences have scarred people.
Sure.
But we weren't aware of that.
Well,
So-
no. Yes, people absolutely were aware because I guarantee you she went home and felt horrific about herself.
Correct, but the people that necessarily are doing that, it's more aware in society now that, hey, be aware of this, even though you're not fat, saying that to somebody else causes these major things to happen. That's the truth. That's a fact.
I had to agree with
Yeah, that's
Jason
a
on this.
fact.
Now, I can agree with both of you in the sense that it was rude then.
You just
Yes.
got away with it.
But it's no,
Yes.
it's more. It would be more rude now because there is
There is an
extra
awareness.
sensitivity
Thank
to
you.
it. That's all I'm
and
saying.
that's the truth. So, and that's what you basically agreed upon earlier, although you're not
No,
understanding.
I am understanding. First of all, don't gaslight me. Second of all, it was rude
seem to be.
then, and it's rude now. You just didn't. You weren't aware that you were being rude. You thought it's okay to tell her these things.
Well, not okay.
It's never been okay.
I would just say I was 16.
Yeah,
We're
well,
16
I-
we're
I-
idiots.
I think a 16-year-old is more aware now.
No, they
Definitely.
are.
Yeah.
Because
So-
my kids will come home like, oh, so and so was. I think my daughter said like, oh, so and so is gaslighting me, and I'm like, they know all the terms.
Yes,
they
of course,
easily
yeah.
talk. We're gonna share our traumas with each other. I'm like, what?
Gosh.
Her and her friend, they got like a little tiff. Her two best friends.
Yeah.
A misunderstanding because one feels like a third wheel. Anyway, I don't want to get too much into middle school, high school drama now. But they're like, Dad, can we go to lunch? Because we want to put all of our feelings and traumas on the table so we can have a clean slate so everyone feels safe. And I'm like, that conversation never happened.
That-
at
that's
school.
crazy.
It did
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Because they hear it all the time.
Yeah.
As a 16-year-old then, I would not know what you're even talking
Me
about.
either.
And in fact, I would probably be staring at people that were like handicapped back then and not even realize
Right,
it.
yeah, you
But
don't know,
anyway,
you don't know what to do.
So when she came over, she was getting fat. I was like, oh, you're gaining weight. Maybe what we should do is each time you come here, you step on the scale, and we'll see
Oh my gosh.
Jason.
Wow.
He's a monster.
This
Again.
from you as a 16-year-old.
Again, I'm not proud of that, Katie. And I'm more aware. The whole point was that I'm more aware now of what it causes.
Toxic king.
The worst way.
It's not. It's
toxic.
Yeah, that's very insensitive. But so I remember I had a scale in the bathroom downstairs, and every time, like when we would get together, she would come over and we would look to see if she gained pounds, if she stayed the same, or she lost some. And
What would her punishment be if she gained weight?
it was no punishment.
Oh,
but
really?
It would be like
Oh, there was punishment.
There is punishment.
You may not have realized there was punishment.
oh my gosh, you gained another 3 pounds. How could you do that? That type of thing. And then
How could you?
a month later, it's like you now have gained 10 pounds. What is going on? So that's what was happening. Now, I'm not proud of that, and I didn't even I wasn't aware of how awful it could be for somebody to do.
Right.
Okay.
Although I think I was keeping her weight down at the time by
It
doing
didn't
that.
sound like it.
But she probably led to
Yeah.
depression and everything else.
Yes,
But, Yeah, so anyways, that's what happened. I'm not proud of that, but
No,
I
you're
think it
not.
actually kind of almost backfired where you feel so bad about yourself, you start just giving into who you are. It's almost like the labeling theory. When you tell somebody there's something long enough, they start believing that's what they are anyways, and there's nothing you can do about it.
So you think she probably just developed an eating disorder?
I think she probably wasn't very happy with herself because of me. Now, when I look at it back then, but
Yeah.
we stopped dating, but she did get very big.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Despite your best
And,
efforts.
and look, I get that now. and if I was a 16, like my son would never do that.
No.
What if he did? What if he did
I
and
would
you
say
found out
something.
about it?
I would definitely, without a doubt, say something like you cannot do. He would.
Give him tips
Yeah.
and pointers.
But there's a different way of awareness now than we've ever had
Yeah.
before.
Because people will say that the thing about, especially with the Me Too movement, they'll say, "Oh yeah, I mean, can't say anything now," or "Oh, the way it used to be, where you would be sleeping with a woman on the couch so that she'd be able to get a part or whatever." That behavior has never been okay. It's just that people are now feeling confident and feeling safe to be able to talk about the things that happen to
Yeah.
them, and so that happens a lot where people will say, "Well, just can't do anything anymore." No, that's never been an okay thing to
And
do.
I'm not saying it was an
Ever.
okay thing to do,
Right.
but I definitely can see at that time I was totally unaware that this had any effect whatsoever. The only thing I'm thinking is just stop eating. Because I don't understand. I
You're
wasn't
right.
I educated it. It wasn't out there to understand like, oh, this could be bad because this is what happens to people when you do that. That was kind of not that it wasn't existent, but it wasn't like it is the awareness now. And I think as humans evolve and we
yeah.
evolve as a culture, we see more and more things that can cause different things.
Well, I don't think any girl now, I mean, like back then, no girl would agree to that.
What's that?
To say, oh, I'm going to weigh every time I go over to my boyfriend's house.
Oh, right.
It's just a different time.
Well,
I mean,
because women didn't. I'm not saying all women, but it was like you keep
like,
quiet.
no,
You know what I mean?
Or, because there wasn't awareness, like, yeah, he's right. I'm a woman. I should be smaller.
Well, that because
I mean,
you
that
feel
could
the
be-
society.
because it's in the
societal
narrative, and you might
pressure.
not, and then also at 16, you might not thinking of that at all. But
But I think that at 16 you're very aware because of what you grow up looking at and you're comparing yourself to and your friends and the way that you and your girlfriends talk. But going back to the Me Too movement, it's like women would feel forced into certain situations,
Sure.
and you didn't say anything because you didn't want to lose your job or you didn't want to get in trouble or you didn't want to call attention to it. But it doesn't mean that the way it affected you. It doesn't mean that it didn't affect you.
sure,
You know?
Yeah, it affected, without a doubt, it was a negative effect. It's just the awareness of the person that me at the time that was doing it was unaware of what that causes. And I think younger people and more people are aware of the consequence of doing that.
yeah, definitely.
Look at me, I'm a big fat slob.
Yeah.
Send all your emails to Katie.
No.
At no. Hey, we all live and learn, right?
Yes, we do.
And thanks for sharing that, Jason. I know that was difficult, and I only laughed because of being purely shocked.
Thank you.
But you were 16. I give you a pass. You were 16. You're 16.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
but
gonna
at
hold somebody to the same-
16-year-old now, I would be disappointed.
No, you're you were a 16-year-old in the 70s. Way different than.
It was a long time ago.
The 60s. Was it not?
Oh yeah.
But-
Carry the
there's
one.
one, too.
Yeah. I think
Okay,
maybe
yeah.
borderline.
Back
for
in
that.
the day. Okay.
Yeah. All right.